What does the interaction between an operator and analytics look like in 12 to 18 months? So what's it look like today? And then what's it look like when AI is wherever that gets going to be in 2027?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And I deal with this a lot because I'm involved in a lot of product meetings and so it's a good question. So in my opinion, the core analytics it's still important for people to visualize things, to log in and see, their cash reserves, see their AR days, to see, how much cash they have, denial, those kind of things. That's still important. But what I envision in 12 to 18 months is the ability to then interact with that data, very similar like to how you use, Gemini or ChatGPT or something like that, to be able to then ask questions and continue to drill down in the data. So you want to wake up and you want to see your dashboards, nice dashboards that are easy to view and see is still a UI is still very relevant. But in addition, you want to be able to drill down. You want to know if there's a problem. Instantly, you want to be able to communicate it with an AI. To do that, though, you have to translate your data. Your data has to be in a format. You need something like the parallel database that is translated into a large language model. The schemas have to be translated for the large language models to understand them. But that's what I think the future is in 12 to 18 months. That's I think a pretty realistic thing that could happen.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we're well on our way there. It's kind of the jump.
Yeah, you're seeing it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we're going to go from looking at a dashboard, which makes you think, okay, why is cash down? Why is aging's up? And then going and doing the research, or asking somebody, depending on what position you're in, asking somebody to do that research, to cash is down, aging's are up, health system GPT. Why? Here's the 5 main reasons. And then it gets back to expertise and skepticism of, does this pass the gut check? What do I need to do to confirm this is actually correct? And then still maybe asking GPT as you're doing that, having a conversation. But now within minutes, you have a good likely answer as opposed to somebody's got to go do the research and then we got to have a meeting about it. And so now I can then act on that. And then you probably even take it a step further. It's no longer just going to say, you're no longer going to have to even ask it. It's probably just going to say, hey, Ryan, cash is down, agings are up. Here's the 5 reasons why. And here's the 5 things we would suggest you do about it. Click here to do it. That's where I think we're headed. Yeah. Which is scary.
You're right. That's more of the agentic, generative kind of whatever buzzword you want, but that's a little more agentic, generative. But to your point, You're always going to need somebody to validate that. But yeah, you should be able to wake up and go, hey, I'm seeing it happen now, but it's not quite at that point where it's more about, it could give you some suggestions. It's not quite where it's perfected in, how I can communicate that. It can give you some suggestions. You could wake up and see some things. It can tell you some things. But you really still have to prompt engineer to kind of get to the root cause of a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think the example I gave might be just your initial response. I would not be surprised, though, certainly not, if in 12 to 18 months, there's still people that are like, okay, but this time I still want the Excel export, and I'm going to go pivot.
Oh, no. That I'm not surprised. I see that day in, day out. In fact,
sure.
I deal with that all the time. People still want the Excel reports. They love them. And we provide them because we have all the data for negotiations, for strategic pricing increases, for underpayment root causes, denials. Still, it's very prevalent. They can, people are asking some questions, but people want the Excel spreadsheets. They want the pivot tables. That I don't think that's going away. But I will tell you this, what AI can do right now, very simply, and we do all the time, is we'll provide them with the pivot tables, the Excel things. They can upload those as well into the language model and ask questions specifically about that. Like, what do you see in this? Do you see any trends? What's going on here? Why is this happening? So you can get that and you can analyze it, but you can also just upload that and ask questions about it.
Yeah, that's nice. At that point, you feel very confident that the data set that you're asking it questions on is exactly the data set you want. because
Right.
it's really easy, I think, in today's version of communicating with the technical person who's going to write that script. I always use the example. You and I have probably had this conversation before. Always use the example of give me denials in the month of March. Well, I didn't
Mhm.
specify which date. Is it the posting of the denial date? Is it the remit date? Is it
Yeah.
the charge date? Is it whatever, right? And then a lot of people say, I hate this, but it's unfortunately true. A lot of people say denials write offs. Did you mean denials or did you mean denials write offs? So there's a million ways to kind of get the wrong data set up front. And then if you're asking questions on the wrong data set, you're kind of screwed from the
This is
start.
you wouldn't believe how resonant that comment is with me. I mean, we deal with that all the time because and the AI will ask you, well, did you mean denials that were written off? Did you mean, remits? Did you mean for the physician facility? It will ask this unlimited amount of questions. So yeah, it can get a little frustrating and it's getting better at figuring it out. But yeah, you do have to, your example was spot on. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you're solving for that already.